Perhaps you try not asking God to remove the pain and instead receive the blessing. We're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the ultimate love letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. But have you tried sitting with the discomfort of the adversity, not asking God to remove a single thing? When we can look at our challenges that way, what I feel many of us are missing is the fact that that will be the moment when we get the lesson, and that will be the moment where God lifts the adversity. This conversation was inspired by recent events, but when I'm looking back, I'm now seeing a trend of how God uses adversities to, yes, bring about the blessings. That's not exactly what I want to say, but when we ask God not to remove the discomfort that comes with the challenges, rather we sit with it, we experience the beautiful growth, the lessons. Once we are able to actually embrace them on that level, is actually when God will begin to bring us out of the challenges. Follow me. The most recent experience in my life that inspired this convo is where I find myself today, which is in pre-menopause and the adversities that come with that, which is hot flashes. Now follow me. I'm in a very uncomfortable position right now. I've always heard about hot flashes, and I've always, just thought, okay, well, you get bursts of heat and, doesn't sound terrible. I get hot, every now and again, but no, 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 no. I am here to tell you, these hot flashes come from like the depths of your soul. It comes from heat on the inside that are like pushing outside of you. Extremely uncomfortable. But not only that, no one told me about you would go through bursts of hot flashes, and then the next minute, now you're freezing. And then only to get hot flashes again, and then now you're cold again. And this has been happening to me they're more pronounced rather while I'm sleeping, which has made sleep very uncomfortable. For the most part of my life, sleep was luxurious. Like I always slept like a baby, sound, peacefully. But now I find that I'm up and down. And I mean up and down, meaning I'm hot and I'm throwing the covers off of me. Now I'm freezing and I'm throwing the covers back on me. I'm hot and now I'm stripping the pajamas off, and now I'm cold and I'm getting up to wrap myself in a warm robe. Like it's crazy, this experience. But here's the thing. I've never experienced this before, and these experiences only happen during these times of a woman's life around my age. So why not embrace it? Like it won't last forever. It might last a long time, but it won't last forever. I've never experienced it before. So yeah, it comes with discomfort, but just something deep inside me. And I know that that thing that's deep inside me is God saying, embrace this. You've never been here before. Don't you want to know what it feels like so you can speak to it? Perhaps speak to it to my daughter, speak to it to my granddaughters, speak to it to the other women that will come this way at some point. And so, yeah, I didn't ask God. I haven't asked God to remove the discomfort that comes with, losing some sleep in the middle of the night, saturated in sweat in the middle of the night, getting up and having to change pajamas in the middle of the night. Let me embrace it all. And here's the interesting thing. As I laid down last night, not asking God to remove it, not asking God to bring me deep, comfortable sleep, but simply laying down saying, well, here we go again. Do you know what happened? I slept soundly. There was no hot flashes through the night. Actually, there was like one, actually. But when I woke up to deal with that hot flash is when I realized, wait a minute, I'm sleeping pretty darn good. This is the first one. And here's another thing. I've also been experiencing as I sleep, like numbness on, if I'm laying on my right side, then now I wake up and my right arm is numb, which is very uncomfortable. Just another thing that's coming with this stage in my life. But what I noticed is there was zero numbness. So here we go. God was showing me how the moment you just say, I'm going to embrace the discomfort of this experience, teach me, show me everything you want me to learn in this experience, is the moment where God says, you got the experience. That might be all for now. And also, I'm being shown that the moment we are aware enough to know that, yes, this is a challenge, and yes, this is discomfort, but yes, I know you are showing me this so that I can help others in the future, I think is the exact moment where God hears the deep intentions of your heart, which is, I am sacrificing my comfort in this moment so that I can help relieve the discomfort in someone else's in the next. And in that point, what is that intention? That intention is to help others to relieve the discomfort in their life. So then what does God do? What he does best. He releases the discomfort in ours. Look at God. And so I know that was the message. God wanted to speak to us to say, perhaps we don't ask him to remove the discomfort in the adversity. Perhaps we just sit with it for a moment. Allow God to just bestow it on us, the lesson on us, so we can get it, understand it, and then be able to speak to it that much more clearly, that much more precisely in the next season to whom he will bring us in the next season that needs a word, that needs a lesson, that needs someone who went through the experience, and he wants to use you. I'm going to touch on this other testimony very quickly, but those of you who have been following the Ultimate Love Letter since the beginning know that I went through a season, and it was a long season, about a year and a half of being attacked by a dark spirit. And I knew in that season, God was, of course, granting, let's keep it real, granting access to that unclean spirit to my life. I know, because everything that happens has to come through God first. God has to approve it. Yes, the attacks, don't quote unquote come from God, but God allows the attacks. And if he's allowing the attacks, he's allowing us to be sharpened. He's allowing us to even show ourselves and the unclean one and the world how much we can endure. But again, that there is someone living on this side of reality, on the earth plane, that can speak to the spiritual warfare that will certainly come when we're following God, when we're going after our dreams, when we're growing into all that we are destined to be. So yeah, when that unclean spirit came for me, I knew who was allowing it, my beautiful God. And so I know that if God was allowing it, then who am I to come at that same moment and say, God, remove it? God, you're allowing it. God, you want me to learn something. God, you want me to grow. God, you want to show me something about myself and about you. So I'm going to go ahead and let you teach me this lesson. And night after night, there was a few nights, very seldom, but there was a few nights in between there where there weren't attacks. But for the most part, night after night, there was an attack. And night after night, I grew stronger and stronger because I was realizing in the moment, like, oh yeah, he's letting you come, but he is deeply protecting me. So I know it's only so far you can attack. I know that these attacks can only go so far, rather. I know you're not going to take my life. I know you're not going to touch me and hurt me. I know you're coming to reveal the strength of me and the supernatural works of God and his angels. Because I'll tell you this, when the attacks first started, I felt strong enough in my spirit to absolutely speak to, rebuke this unclean spirit. And the moment I even warmed my voice up enough to address it, it's like, I promise you, I can't make this up, like an angel came and like grabbed me by my throat, and literally I heard the angel say, don't address it. So I knew, just as God was sending that unclean one, of course he was sending his angels. He ain't gonna leave his daughter out here to fight these spiritual warfares on our own. Absolutely not. I knew, yes, that unclean one was in my presence, but so was my angels, ready to go to town, ready on my right side, right there, guiding me through spiritual warfare. So now I get the lesson. When God brings challenges, he's bringing them really for our benefit. This is what it means. We hear this all the time, but this is the depth of what it looks like. He is bringing adversities so that you can be strengthened, so that you can speak to it in the future to those who he will send in your presence. But also, he wants to show you something about yourself, that you are being strengthened, that you are being destined for where he's taking you, and he is readying you by sending these challenges. No, don't cower out. Don't ask God to remove it. Embrace it. And here's the thing. There may come a point where you say, God, this is enough. It became a point for me when I say, God, it was enough. This is enough. When I was going through the spiritual attacks, I endured this for about 1.5 years. And I think I got a little bit too confident because there was one night when in my mind, I'll just say, I challenged that thing. And I basically, how I challenged it was, I said, you can keep the attacks coming because I'm never going to fold on my God. So you do what you got to do. Well, perhaps I shouldn't have said that because the angel had already told me 1 year earlier, don't address it. But I did in my thoughts. I did. And so that night when I lay down to sleep, that thing came for me like a wild beast in my dream. But here's the thing. The moment that thing grabbed a hold of me, the moment he finally caught me, was the moment God woke me up out of my dream to show me, yes, it was a dream, but yes, it was very much real, very much a real attack. My heart was pounding out of my chest. It was very much an attack. And that was the moment when I finally said, God, enough. I finally said, God, enough. You see that I'm not going to let up. You see that I'm not going to stop praising you. Release him now. And that was the moment it went away. That was the moment God lifted the spiritual warfare off my shoulders. It's been now well over a year since the last attack. But I finally got the lesson. So how can we sit with the challenges of adversity, at least for a moment, to extract the lesson? Yes, continue to pray to God. Continue to ask God to show you, open your eyes to what's being taught, to strengthen you, to help you endure this season. And also ask God for the right moment when to ask him to release it. Like, God really wants those prayers too. It's so interesting how the spiritual realm works. But God will give you the words to pray to him. That's so interesting that he does that. He's not going to leave you hanging in any season, in any moment of the season. And he will actually infuse you with the way to come to him to ask him for relief. Look at God, not leaving us out in the cold in any moment. Absolutely not. Let the challenges come. Embrace them. Look at them deeply. Get the lesson, and before you know it, they will be behind you. That is the way. Thank you so much for joining this convo. I'm honored to have you. If you haven't yet followed us on Spotify or Apple or iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast, make sure that you're following there. And if you are watching us on YouTube and this video has just found you for the first time, what are you waiting for? Press subscribe. We are honored to have you here. Also, let me know in the comments, what are some of your challenges that you just faced that perhaps now you're looking at things a little differently. Perhaps we're not asking God in this season to remove it. Perhaps we're just asking God to help us endure, to help us extract the lesson so that we can grow beyond this and be able to speak to this with all mastery in the next season. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again real soon. Bye for now.